Hi everyone, welcome to my Harry Potter TikTok tutorial. First of all, I just want to say don't mind the mic. I don't have a stand for it and I want to make sure the audio is good. So just forget it's here. Second of all, I wanted to make some clarifications. This is not a Premiere Pro basic tutorial. I'm not gonna show you how the software works in itself. It's a pretty simple software, um, but I'm just gonna assume you know the basics. And if you don't, there's a lot of awesome tutorials on YouTube that shows how to work with Premiere Pro. I'm just gonna show you how I do my Harry Potter TikTok. I don't have a lot of time on my hands because I go to school and I have a job. So that's why I want to keep it just for just the Harry Potter part and not the basics. So yeah, with that said, let's do it. No. What I want to do is show you the whole process that I do from start to finish, and you take what you want and you leave what you don't want. If you're here only for the Premiere Pro part, you can just skip. First, I'm gonna show you what I do for my backgrounds and talk just a little bit about the lighting. So for the background, a lot of people were thinking I was using green screen, but I actually don't own a green screen. I pretty much use white walls, like my bare walls, or I use big black sheets of paper that I bought at the dollar store. You could buy green paper sheets, but there's a lot of problems that comes with green screen, I find, so I didn't want to use a green screen. I think I work pretty well with the black background or the white background. And you'll see I make it a little bit more difficult for me, but I don't really care. I like the way I work. And I'm not saying that's the perfect way to do this. There's probably a lot more ways that you can do this kind of edits. But that's just how I do it. So yeah, white or black background depending on the mood of the scene. If it's a dark scene, I'm gonna use the black, and if it's a lighter scene, I'm gonna use white. Now for the lighting, it's a lot of observation. You're gonna wanna look. You're gonna wanna you wanna look at the scene that you chose and really look at how the light hits the characters, and depending on where you place yourself, how the light would hit you if you were there for real. Like in my TikTok where I sneak at night and Harry follows me, there's this moonlight that's pretty direct on one side of the face. So I was thinking, if I was facing Harry for real, where would the light hit me? And like thinking about where the camera would be, or so yeah. So for the lights, I use phone lights, like flashlights. Daylight, I have this light here, like this. It's a pretty strong light. I bought this at a hardware store. It's pretty cheap, and if you want to buy one, it's a good alternative. You can use just lamplight, anything that works for the scene. And if you feel like the color, when you're filming yourself and you feel like the color isn't right, don't worry about it now. We're gonna change that in Premiere Pro. So now that you filmed yourself, the lighting is good, the background is good, we jump in Premiere. I will see you there. So here we are in Premiere. I'm in assembly. That's the French word for it. Most of the software is in English. There's just these three part here that are in French, so don't worry. Everything is gonna be in English. First thing first, drop everything you need in the software. I have everything here. I wanted to use as an example the TikTok I did where I'm sneaking up on Harry, and I'm kind of stupid and I deleted everything from that TikTok. I don't know how I did that, but it's all gone, and I'll just show you what I did from scratch. So this is my original clip. It's here, and I selected the part that I want to use. It's the first part where I say like, Harry, oh my god, are you following me? Something like that. And you're gonna need a sequence. Mine is already open. I'll just drop this in my sequence. We're gonna drop the audio down just because we're not gonna use it. So this is my clip that I chose. As you can see, it's not the right size. I'll just adjust that here like that. The first thing I do when I'm in Premiere, I want to remove the background around me, so I need a background. I have a few screenshots here. The one I'm gonna use, it's this one. So what I did, I downloaded the scene that I wanted to use from YouTube. It's pretty easy to find, and I just opened it in my computer, went through the scene and found a frame that we could clearly see the background, and I just cropped it. So I want to use this as my background. I'm gonna drop this underneath my clip. You have video 1, video 2. In video 2 you have this. In video 1 you have the image. We want to resize the background real quick, so I'm gonna cut this and just put this here. I'm gonna go on my background and I'm gonna resize it the way I want it. Let's see. Like this, I guess. The first thing I want to do, remove that black background. I'm gonna go in effects. The first thing I'm noticing is I'm not facing the right way. I'm supposed to be facing the other way. In the search bar, you can search for horizontal flip. It's here in transform. Just click on that and drag it here. Now for the background, the thing I'm using is called Ultra Key. In keying here, you have this, it's called Ultra Key. Click and drag. Now, in the Ultra Key, here comes the part where a green screen would have been super helpful. You have this thing here called Key Color. If you click on this eyedropper tool, you could just go in there, and if I had a green screen, I could just click on the green screen and it would have been done. But as you can see, it's not really working for me here. What I need to do for my video, I need to make a mask. On the Ultra key, you have these three things, a circle, square, and a pen. You're gonna select the pen, because if you select a circle or square, you're just gonna have a circle or square. That's not what we want. So you click on the pen, and you're gonna quickly click and draw a line. So you just click around like this, and I want to eliminate the background, so I'll go around the background like this. Oops. Like this, and connect. It's not perfect, but for now it's okay. You see I have a mask here and some options that I can do in the mask, but what I want to do is go in matte generation here. I open this up, and I'm gonna put the transparency at 100. So now you can see the whole background. You can play in the highlights too, if that's bothering you. The shadows. Now the problem. I'm moving, but the mask is not moving with me. So that's a big problem. What you want to do is you want to create an animation. You want to animate your mask so it fits with the movement of your character. So you go on the first frame and you select your mask, and you can go and make your mask a little bit more clean, because right now it's pretty all over the place. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of that. And you can add more points. Just click on the line, it's gonna add a point. And right now I'm hearing people say, what the hell, this is gonna take forever. And kind of. No, it doesn't take forever, but yeah, I don't think it's the fastest way to do this. I'm pretty sure there's better ways to do this method, but that's the only way I know, and it works for me. Here it becomes pretty dark, so it's kind of hard to see what I'm doing, but I'll just eye it. I don't know if it's... I'm sorry, like, I don't speak English. Well, I speak it, but it's not my first language. So if I make mistakes, I'm really sorry. You can correct me in the comments if you need to. If you feel like it will help me. I'm here to learn too. So your mask, you feel like your mask is done. Well, it's pretty good now. You have this here. It's called... Wait. I want to show you better. It's called Mask Feather. You can play with that. It's like a smoothing effect on your mask. It prevents really sharp lines. So the feathering is done, the mask is done. You're gonna go under the mask. There's this thing called mask path. Okay. Make sure you're on the first frame. You're gonna click on this. It's called toggle animation. You're gonna click on that. So this is activated, and it will stay activated. When it's blue like that, you know. I don't know if you can see, but it creates this little thing here. It's called a key. And that's really important. This shows you if the animation is activated. So you have this key on your first frame. Perfect. Now I'm gonna move forward, and I feel like here it's a pretty good place to start. You can see here my hair doesn't fit anymore in the mask. The mask is here, but my hair is here. So we want to change that. And you can also see here, like the mask is there, but now my face is here. So there's this gap that we don't want. The mask is eating my neck and my ear. And it's also starting to eat my shoulder. So you click on your mask to see it again. And now on this new frame, you're gonna just adjust your mask here. There. Okay, let's see how it looks. Yeah, it looks better. Now you have these two keys, and you'll see the software. I'll just select the mask so we can see. The software creates an animation of the points between the two keys. Does it itself. So you just have to do it all the way through the clip. If your character doesn't really move, then it's really easy for you. You don't have to make a lot of keys. But if you move a lot, yeah, it's gonna take a little bit more time. Like here I would have to make another one because my face is out of the mask. Yeah, so that's how I do the keying for the background. There's a lot of tutorials on YouTube about keying. If you feel like I didn't explain it well or you have trouble in understanding what I'm doing, go check out other tutorials on YouTube. There's a lot of them. That's how I learned to do it. There's maybe some tricks in there that will make it easier for you, but that's just how I know to do it. Let's say your background is done, you did all the keying, everything is matching. Me, I'm not gonna do the whole thing. I don't match with the background, clearly. I'm completely yellow and the background is super blue. And also, I'll just go get my hairy scene. Okay, so I have my hairy clip. I have my clip, and oops. And as you can see, it doesn't match at all. I'm yellow, Harry is pretty bluish green, so I'm gonna go in color. In Premiere, it's pretty easy to adjust the colors. So Harry is pretty blue. So I'm gonna click on my clip. Make sure your clip is selected, because if you select another clip, the settings are gonna be adjusted on the clip that is selected. So on my clip here, I can play with the temperature. See, it's better, but still not there. I'll add a little bit of green, not too much. And I feel like I'm way brighter than him. So we're gonna move the exposure and boost the contrast a little bit. And I want to play in the shadows and the highlights. So here I'm darkening all this shadow because that's how it is in this one. It's like he's cut in half. You have this really bright side and this really dark side. So that's what I do. I feel like my whites are a little bit too white. So I'll go down this, and I think I'll go down the saturation just a little bit. Like that. Okay. So I think the contrast, that's pretty there, but it's still the color that's bothering me. What we can do is go in this part here that's called creative. And you have these color circles, one called shadow tint and the other one highlight tint. In the shadow tint, I'm gonna just click here towards the blue. And I don't know if you can tell, but it makes it a little bit more blue. And that's what we want. Now that's a little bit too blue. Yeah. I look purple almost. So we'll just move it a little bit up. Like this. There you go. So I think I can go back in basics and add a little bit of green. Like that. Yeah. It's pretty close. It's not perfect, but it's close. I can try and put some blue in the highlights, but not too much. Oh, that's pretty close. It's a little bit too blue. Okay, and just move this a little bit. Yeah. So I think this would be a pretty good color correction. Maybe add a little bit more green. Not too much. Just a little bit. Yeah. There's still some things I would change. But I think you get the base of it. If you want, you have also these sections that you can play in. I don't really go in them. You could, I guess. The curves are pretty fun. I prefer these, but in the curves you can select like the red, the greens, or the blue, and play in the curve. So like this makes it more red. If you go down, it makes it more blue. It's for you. You just play around. You find what works best for you. What works? No, but I think that's a pretty good matching. So my first clip is done. Let's say I did the whole keying thing on this one too, and the background is done. But you don't want to do the coloring again. It's kind of a waste of time. So you can go in the effects control of your clip. You go on the clip you just colored. You go down. You have this effects here called Lumetri Color. Click on that. Copy. You go on your new clip that is not colored. In the effects, you just do a paste, and there. It's the same correction. It's the same coloring. Sometimes between the shots you have to adjust. Maybe the lighting was a little bit different. It's a fast way to color all your other clips. You don't have to redo it every single time. And that's it. So that's it for the tutorial. Thank you very much for watching this. If you used all the things that I talked about in your Harry Potter TikTok, just tag me. I want to see what you make. You can ask questions in the comments. I hope it was clear. Once again, if this doesn't feel clear enough, there's a lot of tutorials on YouTube explaining, I think, way better than I did how to work with Premiere Pro. There's also other software that you can use to make the exact same thing, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching my TikTok too. It's the first time I do this. I'm sorry if I was awkward. I don't really know what to say. Okay, bye.